and today we're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
The Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So what we're going to do today is we're going to head up over Newfound Gap into Cherokee. We're going to do a little exploring as we head over. I don't know. We'll see what we get into. Dawn, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. It's a beautiful day here in the Great Smoky Mountains. It's going to be 93 degrees. It's going to be a warm one. But the higher we get, the cooler it's going to get. And that's where we're heading. We're heading to the top of the mountain. And we had a blast this last weekend at the Jeep invasion. There's still a lot of Jeeps in town. A little bit of haze here on this hot day. Over Gatlinburg, you got Mount LeConte straight ahead. And it's going to be a hot one. Great place to come and take photos with the family. With Gatlinburg in the background there. Oh, there's Anakista up over there on the old mountaintop. Anakista Mountain. And now that they've removed the old Sugar Lands church, you can see down on the parkway a little better there. It's going to be a warm one. What are you thinking, Dawn?
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be a hot one. Well, let's go ahead and get up in the mountains. But that never gets old. Looking down on Gatlinburg. Anakista off in the distance there. It's been a minute since we drove through Chimney Top's picnic area. And at one time this was a campground. But it was just, this area is just so busy they changed it to a picnic area. And we love picnicking here. And you know what? There's a lot of spaces that are open. And this place is usually packed to the gills. If you don't get here first thing in the morning and get yourself a spot, chances are you won't get one. I would say that this is my favorite picnic area here in the Great Smoky Mountains. And it is the busiest one. Beautiful trees. Just an amazing picnic area. Well, we have restrooms. Very peaceful. A great way to cool off in these mountains. And you can hear the cicadas in the background. I think we had a picnic at this exact location at one time. I remember having our chairs here, and look at this. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, you could swim right down in there. Great little swimming area. We got our own waterfall. think even the Jeep had a good view. Yeah, that was a nice relaxing stop. We were here for about an hour. And we said, well, we could sit there all day. But
Yeah, it's relaxing.
We want to go see some other things. And we don't want to waste our day here. Actually, we did want to waste our day here. We're at Chimney Tops Trail. We're gonna head down to the two bridges that are down here. And this is my favorite place to film fall colors. One of my favorite places. Hey, you can see the fish down there. That's a very easy, short distance from the vehicle. And you can get right here in the mountains. Beautiful swimming hole too. You can swim down there all day long. And if you keep taking this trail, it'll take you to Chimney Tops, but you can't go all the way to the pinnacles anymore because they have that area shut down. But it's a nice hike. We've done it a few times before. And then here's the second bridge. I've taken a lot of fun photos in here. Beautiful waterfall over here. Yeah. It is a lot cooler in the mountains than it is down in Pigeon Forge. Yeah, in Gatlinburg. So if it's a hot day, come to the mountains, you know, the shade from the trees, a nice breeze coming up the river. Of course, you get the coolness of the Little Pigeon River. And it's like natural air conditioning. No, that lighting's a little weird. I got the sunbeams. Look at that, wow. That's a picture right there. Great photo. What do you think, Dawn?
I'm enjoying it.
And there are little signs of fall on its way. I noticed a little bit of yellow tinge to some of the leaves. So, figuring we're about a month and a half, roughly, about a month and a half away. It's coming. Fall time is a-coming. to Newfound Gap. Everybody's taking their photo with the Tennessee, North Carolina sign. I've had lots of memories as a kid coming to Newfound Gap here. And I have an old photo of me up here when I was just a little one. And it always brings back those memories when I visit. But it's always great views from up here. He's running, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where are you going to hurry? Yeah, I guess he didn't want to be filmed. When I was a little kid, this is where I had that photo taken. It was somewhere in here. I didn't match it up years later. I'll put a link in the description so you can check out that video. Of course, the placard changed, but not the pedestal or anything. You can clearly match that up. Way back in, I think it was 1984. So there's a little hidden gem, just a little short walk here on Clingman's Dome Road. And this little abandoned tunnel, they call it the hiker tunnel. Yeah, I found some blackberries the bears haven't gotten to yet. Beautiful, but here it is, the long lost hiker tunnel. Now there's lots of rumors of what this was supposed to be. Some say it was supposed to be a horse trail. Some folks say it was supposed to be part of the AT. But they had built it and they've never used it. But it goes right underneath Clingman's Dome Road, and there's a beautiful overlook on the other side. Of course, the traffic heading to Clingman's Dome is going that way. And just a nice little place. And it can be filled, it can have some water in here. But it's been dry, so. But look at this. This is probably the best part. When you come to the end, there's a little bench. And take a look at that view. Beautiful. I've seen people have picnics here before in the past. I've walked up on folks having picnics in the past. I wouldn't suggest that because a lot of folks, folks do come here. But we do have the place to ourselves. You can hear the traffic going over the top. And I just love the stonework. You can see the keystone up there. You can see the notches where they chiseled away at the rock when they were building this. And I'm assuming the CCC had built this. Now we're in North Carolina. It's been a minute since we've stopped and done this, so let's go ahead and let's check it out. They have a great museum in here and what it was like to live in these mountains. And moonshining was a thing in these mountains. Still is. But yeah, really great stories. You can learn a lot about the folks who called these mountains home before the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And life was rough back then. These mountains weren't easy to live in. President Roosevelt used this chair at the dedication ceremony. That is really cool. And they have a mountain farm here that you can tour. And this is what we're going to be touring today. A Mountain Farm Museum. And we've done this before. It's been a minute. But I was reading a story online. There was a movie that was shot here. And some famous folks had visited this area, or so I wanted to take a look at it. There's chickens. Oh, there's a chicken. Hey, chicken. Well, hello there. Life on the farm, huh? So the fences here were to keep the livestock in. Of course, there have been fences all around the farm. Keep those chickens and stuff in there. But there's the mountain home. Let's go take a look at the mountain home first. There's an old barn over there. You got some workhouses. And there's an apple orchard. Yeah, they actually have apples on the trees. But let's go ahead and take a look or peek inside this cabin. You get that smell at all these cabins, that musty smell, whenever you come across one. And the sewing machine, and you would sit around the fireplace. There's an old piano. And yeah, kind of gives you what it was like. Nice little bench here. Sit on the porch and take it all in. Yeah, usually the kitchen is off the back. And there's chickens. They're all over, just roaming around. Dawn, the meat house.
I know.
That's usually where you'd hang your pigs after you smoked them.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is. And you can see some of the ham hocks down there. Hanging hams in the back. Gardens. Yeah, there's a few apples up there. Yeah, there's some apples. Little orchard. And pretty soon it's gonna be apple season in the mountains. And of course we're gonna be doing some apple picking this year. Visitors are welcome, but the elk are not. Yeah, so this here is the apple house.
The applewood house placard.
Yeah, sapwood. I think there's a couple of barrels of apples in here. Now there's certain times of the year they'll have folks out here and they'll be working the farm. There'll be somebody, making horseshoes. There's a blacksmith out here. I know they have certain events throughout the year. I think one of them's coming up shortly here in the fall. I was doing some research and I came across this article about Walt Disney when he had come to the Great Smoky Mountains. Of course, he stayed at the Buckhorn Inn, and we stayed there. Really cool place. There's a book at the Buckhorn Inn where Walt Disney had signed his name in the ledger. And Lillian and the kids also stayed in Gatlinburg. Lillian Disney And the folks who owned the Buckhorn Inn stayed in touch after their visit to the Smokies, and they would send them things each year or something to the mail. At least that's the story I was told. Well, I was doing research on that. Walt Disney was in the Smoky Mountains because they were filming the Davy Crockett series that we all grew up watching. You know, Davy Crockett and the Wild Frontier. And I was reading in, and they said that some of the scenes were shot right here.
Oh, okay.
This is where they filmed scenes from the Davy Crockett series. So I'm assuming that the house that we just seen and some of these buildings had to be in the series. This is where Fess Parker and Walt Disney would have been here. He would have probably toured, making sure that the production set was good. Of course, he visited Gatlinburg. Pretty cool little history here. Walt Disney and Fess Parker. Pretty amazing. So what I want to do is I want to come out here and take a look at everything and see how everything's set up. I want to take some photos of all the buildings. And then we're going to watch the Davy Crockett series. And I'm going to see if we can line some of these buildings up or some of the backgrounds. And that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's really the reason why we come over today, was for that. But very, very cool. And you have the corn crib. But I love that old barn over there. I love old barns. And that's where we're heading. And so this is a corn crib and a gear shed. Well, I know it's one thing. It's shade. It's warm down here. It was a lot cooler on top of the mountain. We're feeling every bit of that 93 degrees today. And a lot of the barns in the Smoky Mountains look just like this one. But this one is grand. It's a really big one compared to some of the others. Hello, I am Dover's Barn. I once was a hotel for people and animals on their way to market. I am an original building in this area, and I have been here for about 144 years. I was built right in this field. I have seen a lot in my lifetime, but recently I have been unwantedly carved and tattooed. And that's a shame. That is like one of the worst things you can do, is to come in the park and try to carve your name.
Disrespecting.
Yes. That's and some of these barns are so bad, you know, that it's not even.
This one's in good shape.
And this one here is in still good shape. 144 years it's been here for. The pig, he's sleeping in there. It's quite warm. He's like, I'm chilling out in here. His little ears are going. Pigs are cute, but they may bite. That's for sure. And the old blacksmith shop. I've seen the guy in here before, years ago, and he was bellowing away. But folks, that's going to do it for today's video. It was a great day. Newfound Gap is an amazing road. I highly recommend everybody to at least once drive on over to Cherokee here. There's a lot to see, a lot to do, a lot to take in. Bring your chairs with you. Pull off, you know, make the mountains a little bit of yours for the short time that you're going to be here, and enjoy it. We love you, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.